Hello, welcome to Jade Coloring. This is going to be a Let's Color video, and today I'm working in this book. It's a work in progress I started on a few days ago, and this is, I think it translated to like squirrels in Antique Town. I'm not really sure, but I think this is the artist, and it's a Japanese coloring book I got off Amazon Japan, but I'm pretty sure it just, goes through the seasons, and it has the squirrel family who are featured in it along with other animals, and it's just a really cute book. But this is the page I'm working on. I like how it's going so far. I thought this one was really cute for, Halloween season in the fall. So, I feel like I've made some pretty good progress on it. So we're just going to get started and get to coloring. Okay, I got a couple of brown colors, and I'm using Polychromos Faber Castell, and just kind of try my best with the fur. And actually, when you look at the cover photo, it's not super detailed fur, so I'm going to try and go for that, and I think it'll look really cute, so hopefully it'll turn out. I'm always intimidated to work with coloring animals and things, but I'm trying to get better and more confident at doing that. I've been working on her, or this squirrel, which I think is maybe the mom squirrel. I'm not sure, but I have been trying to work on her fur. I'm not thrilled with how her dress turned out, but I think it is okay. I should have picked probably more better colors, I guess. Ones that made sense. But sometimes I just kind of go for it and I don't really have a plan. And this is definitely one of those times. But I know it's been a minute since I've really been doing anything on the channel. I may pop in every once in a while this year, but I haven't really been posting too much. And I've been trying to... I'm trying to change that. I know I've probably said that a lot lately. It hasn't really been a good coloring year for me. A lot of that has to do with work, and it's taking up a lot more time than it used to. And then also I have been kind of picking up new hobbies, and I probably mentioned that the new hobbies have been taking over a little bit of my time that I used to use for coloring. And of course I still love coloring, but I don't want to force myself to do it if I'm not really feeling like coloring, if that makes sense. So I've been doing a little bit of knitting, which I've always wanted to learn to do, and I finally kind of sat down and taught myself the basics. So I've been having a lot of fun branching out and learning how to knit. And then also my grandma gave me her sewing machine, so I've been using that as well, and I've been really enjoying learning those things. Some new craft skills. It's always exciting. I've only sewed like a couple shirts so far, and I've only been knitting really socks. I've been attempting to knit a cardigan, and I think it's gonna turn out, but I made it entirely too short. I don't know how I managed that, so I'm gonna have to add some more to the length of that before I can continue. I don't really know how much to color brown around her mouth, but I think I'll leave a little bit of it clear. of the brown color. I'm going to try and do a video like this every week. I know there is a lot of YouTubers who do something like this, and that's very inspiring to me. And I think it's really great to just sit down, check in with everyone, and do a little bit of coloring. And, you know, that's really my goal. And I don't know if it'll be... I don't know, I always struggle with what to call it because I don't want to take any, you know, thing away from anybody else, you know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I know it's not original to sit down and work on something, but I can't always do color alongs, but I still want to be able to color for y'all and just, you know, talk about coloring and things. So I don't know, maybe I'll call it coloring and things. This is a little bit of a brighter orangey color. It's burnt ochre. I have the hardest time reading these Polychromos names because of the gold, especially under the lights and the lamps. It's really hard to read it. I wanted her to have a little bit of a kind of golden brown color throughout her fur. But yeah, it's not been a very exciting coloring year for me, but I don't know, whenever fall gets around or autumn and Halloween, I really get, you know, geared up for doing some coloring. I just kind of, it's what I want to do. I just want to sit down and color some really cute pages like this and listen to relaxing music or watching. I watch a lot of murder mysteries around this time of year. Like, what was I watching? Oh yeah, it was Hetty Winthrop Mystery Investigates, I think. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was mysteries. I think it's Hetty Winthrop Investigates. And I'm on season 3. I think there's only 4 seasons, and it's an older show. But it has the lady who did Keeping Up with Appearances. And I didn't realize she had a show where she investigates, you know, private detective things. And I don't know, I really like it. It's really nice show just to have on in the background as I get some coloring done. Oh, I forgot to do her sleeve. I'll probably just do it pink, maybe. Maybe I should do it gold to incorporate that color, because I don't know what my thought process was with that. After it was all said and done with, I thought it would have been so, such a good opportunity to do like a plaid pattern, but I think it's too late. I could probably still do something. It might look weird, but that's okay. I think I'd like it being more out of place with a plaid pattern than I would for it just being that gold color. Maybe we'll try a couple dark greens and see how it goes. I don't know if it's gonna go good, but I think this is pine green. Yeah, sorry, can't see it. So I got pine green, and I'm just gonna wing it, you know. Just gonna go and add some lines. I feel like I'm messing it up, but maybe that looks better. I don't know. I'm gonna find a really bright or a little bit of a richer, darker green. This is like deep cobalt green. So I'm gonna try that with going like across. I might have to angle it because it's kind of hard to get in there. Just kind of, oh. I swear, I am always breaking pencils. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm not really bearing down on it too much, but I sure break the heck out of a lot of pencils. I'm not gonna go super precise across it, but probably should have looked up a reference photo for some plaid, but I think it's better to be extra reckless with my decisions as far as coloring. No plans. And I'll go back over, make some of those lines a little thicker. Maybe. And then I'm gonna take another color. Since she's got the pink running through, I'm gonna try this burnt carmine. And kind of go along some of these areas. And then maybe kind of along here. It looks very Christmassy. But Christmas is just around the corner, right? Can I make it a little less Christmassy with a color? Maybe go in with this. What is this? Why not? We'll try it. Just kind of like a deep violet color. Okay, I think I'm done messing that up. I kind of like it though. And maybe go over it with this little bit of cadmium yellow. Just ever so gently. Just a little touch of it. Go over that button too. I kind of like that it has a little more interest than just being yellow. So it's kind of cute. I like it. Oh yeah, I forgot about her sleeve. That was the whole point of starting that. I'm just going to color the sleeve pink. And this is my gold Faber pencil. A little touching up. Lots of sirens going on in the background. It's really late tonight. I don't know if I said that, but it's like late Wednesday night, and so hopefully I won't get to yawning too much. but I really wanted to sit down and color with y'all. Get this page worked on. So I don't know, it just really encourages me to get some coloring done. And I feel like right now I kind of need that to really get in the, I guess, the mood to color. But I think our mama squirrel's looking pretty cute. I'm gonna do pink in her ears. I don't know if squirrels have pink ears, but that's what I'm gonna go for. And then I don't know what kind of color nose to do either. I got a little bit of a pink nose going, yeah. So I got cream. Just gonna go over the edges. And then just kind of going back and forth till I kind of am satisfied with it. Give her a little bit of pink in her cheeks here. I assume squirrels would have pink cheeks. The ones in this book definitely are going to. I just think it's so cute that, you know, in this book there's this family of squirrels running an antique shop. Actually, I'm pleasantly surprised with how she's turning out. It's really cute. Let's see, I did a little bit of cream, so I think I'm going to go in with ivory. Hopefully, yeah, it's still looking cute. I only have ivory left in my Faber Castell Polychromos, and it has haunted me for years because I don't know what I did with what happened to my white Polychromos. I assume there was a white Polychromos at one point. It would make sense, but I have no idea what I did with it. It is a mystery. Oh, my dogs are barking. Hold on. Sorry, I have 3 dogs and they are super noisy most days. And it's what kind of makes it hard sometimes to sit down and do some coloring. I don't know what I'm doing with these eyes, but like a little. Sorry, I have to focus when I do the eyes for the most part because I don't feel like I do a very good job. I don't think I'm doing a very good job now. Not really sure what I just did. Maybe I'll take a gel pen that probably isn't going to work. Whoa, that gel pen definitely worked. Why'd it work so good? I wasn't expecting it to like do the biggest white spot ever. I don't know, I probably made her look stupid. I might have to go back and fix those, but we'll move on. Also didn't do anything for, like, her mouth is kind of open. See, this is going with this color. Yeah, I have to do her eyes when I can, like, I have to get, like, right up into the, like, my face is touching the page to make sure I'm doing some of these smaller parts right. I think we're gonna move on to something else. I really like how she is turning out. It probably took me forever to do this one squirrel, but that's just how slow I am at coloring. I really, I was thinking of doing like nice fall colors, but then I thought it'd be really cute to do more of like a Halloween colors for the banner there. And also, oh, sorry, it ended up looking a little bit more of a Christmassy color than I intended for the awning, but that's probably, you know, awnings there all year round, or at least in this place, you know. So I thought it didn't have to necessarily be like fall themed colors, but I used kind of a darker red. Maybe we'll work on a pumpkin or something. Got this terracotta color. Maybe we'll work on the pumpkin that he's holding. I'm gonna say that this is probably a daytime scene, so there's not gonna be a whole lot of glow from the pumpkins. And really, when I first start a page, most of the time I'm just kind of mapping out the colors, you know, as I go. Go ahead, since I have this terracotta out, start on this jack-o'-lantern down here. It's been forever since I've carved a pumpkin. Just one of those things. I don't have any kids, so, or anybody who really is super interested in carving pumpkins. But one year, well, it was actually, we got married the 25th of October, so we had some pumpkins, and I had my family over, and we spent like the afternoon carving a whole bunch of pumpkins. So I think that really did it for me as far as pumpkin carving, because it was a lot of pumpkins. They're really cute, but I've never seen so much pumpkin guts in my entire life. I hope I remember to get that in camera. Okay, so we got that color laid down. I'm gonna find like a more orangey color. Get my scrap paper out. That's red. That's pretty orange red though. This is dark cadmium orange. Probably get that one. And then this light, this is just cadmium orange. And if I say the names wrong for colors, I'm sorry. I'm trying. Oh no. This just, lead just fell out. Oh well, okay. That's sad. That was a big hunk of lead. So we're going to start with the darker of the colors. I've already colored 2 pumpkins so far, and color along I'm doing for the it's 50 autumn miniatures, and then I'm also going to do a color along in portraits of a mermaid. I always want to put a "the" in that, but don't know if there is one. Portrait of the mermaid. Okay, there is a "the." Portraits of the mermaid. The mermaid. Sorry, that was gonna bug me until I figured it out. I hope everybody's getting some good coloring done. Like I said, it's not been my year for coloring. I have not done a very good job at getting any coloring done this year. And that's okay, really. Maybe I can make up for it for the last little bit of this year. I'm actually really excited because I'm planning for a trip next year, and it's around the spring, so I've been really trying to not buy very many coloring books. If everything works out, you know, and I get to go. But I've never been anywhere really besides my town. Well, I've been other places, but nowhere outside of the United States. And I might get to go with some family to Japan, which is really neat. definitely plan on stuffing some coloring books in a suitcase. Buying them, of course, you know, there. So I've been trying not to buy any more of the coloring books from Amazon Japan, which I know is silly, but I think it'd be really cool to get to go there and find some. But I'm really excited. I can't wait. It's going to be here before I know it, too. So we got cadmium orange. One thing I love about coloring in these books, these Japanese coloring books, especially, you know, these this particular series of books, is you can be really sketchy with your coloring, you know, in a way, and it just looks so cute, and it still turns out really great. It's just a really fun, relaxing coloring book. All these ones that are, you know, like this with the animals. I just really have been enjoying coloring in it lately. Because I sure can take a long time on one thing. I don't know why, but I'm just very slow at coloring. I think I'm going to make that pumpkin white, just so we don't have all orange pumpkins. A little bit of something different. Could also make it green. Also been reading a lot, and when I say reading, I mostly listen to books on Audible, because with my job, it's the really good way to pass the time. And so I listen to a lot of Audible books, and I've listened to a lot of Agatha Christie. And it's just been really nice. Nice weather, nice books, pretty enjoyable, even though my days are really long. I keep trying to wear sweaters to work, and I'm like, I'm only there for like 5 minutes and I'm already throwing the sweater off of me. No, not really, but it gets really hot, and then I'm like, why am I wearing a sweater? I'm just ready for it to be that time of the year. Okay, go in a little bit here. but I've been listening. I think I read The Crooked House. I love how when I read her books, I like to guess, you know, who done it. And the Agatha Christie books. And she keeps you guessing really to the end. Whoever, most of the time, the people that I think did it, I'm always, you know, thrown off toward the end. And then I think, oh, I guess it really wasn't them. I don't know if that's called like the red herring. I'm not sure. And then it ends up being actually who I thought it was all along. But it is fun to listen to those. And I have a lot of actual books, but I don't get a lot of reading done. It's just one more thing I don't have time for. And by the end of the day, when I do get to sit down, and I'll try to read a few sentences, and by like the second paragraph, I'm already dozing off. Which is good because I probably do need to go to sleep. I also listen to like fantasy books, sci-fi books. I'm not very like picky on what I read, but I definitely love mysteries, like murder mysteries, and fantasy books. One of my favorite fantasy series is Wheel of Time and Stormlight Archive, which is coming out with its, I don't know, I think it's the last book for this time, the timeline that it's in, and which is crazy. I feel like I've been waiting like 10 years to know what happens in that book series. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that comes out in December. I also got a new coloring book in the mail today. It was the Spy Family anime and manga coloring book, and it is so cute. I was so excited to get it. I really need to color in those. I have a few of those anime themed books. I just need to sit down and get to coloring in them. Okay, I think the pumpkins are looking good. Go over I'll probably touch them up a little bit here and there. Oh, I forgot about the stems of the pumpkin. Get like some brown colors out for that. Maybe these two colors. I colored most of the like shop, and I was looking for all my browns, and somehow I had, I guess, put them to the side for something I was working on. And so I did a lot of the woodwork on this page with just a couple colors, which is probably for the best, really, because sometimes I can get a little too color pencil happy and just have a ton of them laid out and just have a big old mess, really. And do this one here. Those pumpkins are looking good. Oh, I love this page. I think it's coming out so cute. And I don't know if anyone else struggles with what to do with windows and things. I I don't want it to look like a hole in like the door or the side of the building. And I also don't know what to color walls. I'm terrible at that too. But I'll figure it out. I think I'll work on maybe the rest of the squirrels because I feel like that's a good, you know, the main part of the page really. I got purple colors picked out. I'm gonna work on the little girl squirrel here. And I want her to kind of look like kind of costume themed. So I was gonna go in with purple for the shirt. And then I think I'm gonna do black for the apron and the hat. Just wanted it to be like a nice dark purple. Pretty small area getting in and around her collar. Trying not to get it on her face, but I think I did a little bit. Probably go over the buttons here with a black pencil. But I'm so excited for Halloween, even though I don't really do much. I don't go to any parties or anything like that. I don't even really like watching scary movies, but my husband likes watching them, so I will watch them sometimes. And she's even got a little bit of her pants sticking out at the bottom. But I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing those orange. I don't know. I'll be thinking about that. I think I am going to do purple along the bottom side of her apron. And I'm going to go in with the purple again on the bottom part of the apron, just so it's not all one color. Almost grabbed the wrong color. Not the lighter magenta color. I've been working on a page I'm really excited to finish in, it's white, art by White Stag. It's the Misfits coloring book, the Halloween, number 6. I don't know, I love this book. It's so just easy in a way, because it's not a whole lot of detail, I guess. But I've been enjoying coloring in that. Yeah, I think I like the purple being on the bottom of the skirt. And I want to go in with kind of a brighter orange color for the pants here. They're just barely poking out at the bottom. I wonder what that is. Huh, having trouble figuring out. There's like a little spot here. And her tail's here, so it's not. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll make the pockets purple too. There was a few years there when I was younger. I think I dressed up as a witch for several Halloweens in a row. I was trying to remember the other day what all what all costumes I had, or ones that I kind of made, like homemade costumes. But honestly, I couldn't remember all of them. I know a witch for sure, and a brat doll one year, but I don't remember any of the others. And I'm just gonna go in with black to do most of her, the rest of her outfit. If you hear my dogs moving around, sorry. wanted to be in here with me. It'd be cute to dress them up for Halloween. No idea what I'd dress them up as though. But they have a surprisingly large amount of dog costumes in the stores these days. Hopefully they won't be too noisy. I wonder if the little, like, boy squirrel has an outfit on. It's hard to tell. I think maybe that's his normal clothes. I was fixing to say it's not even October yet, but it's definitely October. It really got here fast. And my birthday's at the end of September. So lots of things going on usually. And September usually flies right by. I turned 30 this year, so that was pretty cool. Still can't believe it really though. I'm always tempted to get a new set of pencils for my birthday, but then I always end up talking myself out of it because I need to use the ones I have, so I'll be using these until I can't anymore. These ones are my Polychromos. These are actually, you know, they are expensive, but compared to the Prisma, and it's different, you know, the way they lay down and blend, but they last a lot longer because they're a harder pencil. And that's kind of nice. And I love them. It took a little getting used to these, but they definitely are some of my favorite color pencils to work with. I was in the art store the other day and I almost bought it, but I didn't end up buying it. It was, I think drawing gum, and I think that's like a masking fluid. I could be wrong. I was afraid that I had the wrong idea, but I think that's what it is, that kind of masking fluid you can put over the top of your artwork and then go over it with watercolor, or, you know, what I had in mind was the distressed inks and stuff like that, but it was in the form of a pen, almost like you would see with your, you know, your paint pens and stuff, and I thought that was really neat, and I probably should have bought it to try out because I've been wanting to try to color more. And if I'm honest, some of the time I would color more if it wasn't for the backgrounds being so much work. I know it's silly, but it's one of the things that I don't enjoy coloring sometimes. And so I thought I could get that, and that would help kind of move along the process. But I have a pretty good system going with the distressed inks because I use smaller sponges and stuff and kind of can get in a little bit closer into the areas. And I somehow even found even smaller sponges the other day. I'll show y'all. I keep like my some of my distressed ink things in this little jar, but it is the tiniest little sponge I've ever seen. And I used it, and it does work with the distressed inks, but you can really get into some fine details. Before that, I was only using like this size, and this works good too, but I thought it would be a good idea to try that because it's quite a bit smaller. But it's just something to help along the process, and you know, so it's not so intimidating sometimes, because sometimes I just don't feel like coloring a big empty space. I know I'm complicated. I want to go in with, I think, a light, well, a gray color, but not too light. Maybe I'll try like the darkest cold gray and go in, add a little bit more variation to that. That was a pretty gray color already, that black. I know there's two different blacks in this set, and I'm not sure which one I was using. Okay. I think that's looking good. Maybe I'll do a little bit of touching up. I really should not. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Just keep going. I'm really bad about going back. Hopefully my dogs aren't being too loud. You probably hear them walking around the hardwood floors. They're always into something, I tell you. I don't even know. They keep scratching at doors and wanting where they're not supposed to be. I have 3, and 2 are miniature schnauzers, and one's like a Yorkie mix, and they are so sweet, but they are a handful. I think she's looking super cute. I really like the purple and the black together. And I think I got this light right in my face. It's kind of hard to see. Hopefully y'all can still see. Okay, we're gonna work on her fur. I wanted to try this Safety color. I don't want to make her look too gray. A little more sharp than I want it to be. A little bit sharper than that. But I'm excited about doing these videos every week. I think I should at least be able to get one done a week. I think it'll be really fun. I know I probably mentioned it, but like I said, I'm really excited about doing them. Okay. Remember, she's got a tail too. I wonder if I should color those like fall, the leaves fall colors, or green. I'd probably color them fall color. Missed opportunity if I don't. That's my favorite part. It's all the fall leaves, and they get really pretty around here. Most of the time. There's been a few seasons where they didn't turn. Really, I feel like it just fell off. And see if I can. I feel like trying to do little hair-like flicks, but it's not really showing up. That's okay though. I color a lot of mice, but not a lot of squirrels, because I like the nice little town books, and usually I color in the Halloween one, but This year I've been really liking these books, the Japanese ones. So I've been getting a lot done in these ones. Well, by a lot, I mean like 1 or 2 pages, which is a lot for me. And I'm hoping that during this Let's Color Sunday, I will get a lot more done. Be kind of motivated. Okay, I need to go in with a lighter color. I don't want to get too wild with the dark brown. I probably shouldn't have went in with the sepia, but oh well. It seems like a bright idea at the time. I think there is one in the Prisma, I want to say, but it seems a lot more of like a brown tone, and this one is more of like a gray. I don't even know if I still have that one in the Prisma. I'm running really low on a lot of those. I think I'm just going to go with just plain gray sidewalk. It probably would have been good to do like probably sandy toned brown tones, but I'm just going to keep it simple and go with gray. Always seems to be what I reach for when doing like sidewalks and stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to try and keep it like the mom squirrel and give her a little bit different areas where they're not as all brown all the way through. A little bit of lighter brown, like beige color. I didn't leave a whole lot left, even though I just said that. Let's see, go in with, I guess I'll probably just do the same little cream colored area. And then some ivory. Oh, that's so cute. I love coloring in these books. It's so fun. I'm gonna do a little bit of pink. Find a good pink here. Try, what color is this? Yeah, I'll try this one. Take this, go over the eyes a little bit because they're kind of hard to see after I colored them. There, I think it's looking really cute. I love it. I can't wait to get this one done. I think that's all I'm gonna get done for now with this page. I'm definitely motivated to finish this one before the end of the month. I don't know if I'll get to any other pages, but I know this one I more than likely will finish because it's so cute and I've had so much fun coloring it with y'all. Thank you for joining me, and I hope y'all enjoyed this first Let's Color Sunday video. I am really excited about doing more of these and just sitting down, having some time to myself to color, and I guess that's pretty much it. Thank y'all so much. Till next video. Bye.